Hello everyone, I am Shiva, a doctoral student with the CIPHR research group at the Institute of Physics, University of Tartu, Estonia. In this video, I will share another interesting imaging concept that we developed recently. We all know the word chaos. Chaos in the form of anything is usually considered a problem. In fact, people usually don't like chaos. However, as a computational imaging researchers, we have found a way to utilize chaos in a computational imaging framework for the development of advanced imaging capabilities. One of the predominant research directions in the research areas of imaging technology is to enhance the image resolutions in space, spectrum, and time. Spatial resolution defines the ability of an imaging system to discriminate or resolve information in space. What is the smallest feature such the two closest points that can be seen separated? This spatial resolution is of two types, lateral and axial resolutions, corresponding to the features varying along transverse and longitudinal directions respectively. Spectral resolution defines the ability of an imaging system to discriminate information based on color. Finally, time resolution or temporal resolution defines the ability of an imaging system to see closely timed events. This usually depends upon the frame rate of the camera. The idea we have developed is related to the topic of spatial and spectral resolution. In this research, we did not try to improve the above resolution, but tried something even more fundamental. The spatial resolutions are connected by a common factor called numerical aperture, and changing one inadvertently affects the other. In a diffractive imaging system, the spatial and spectral resolutions are intertwined. In our previous research, we have developed techniques to disconnect lateral and axial resolution in both real-time and post-recording. In this research, we have successfully disconnected the spatial resolutions but also the lateral resolution from the spectral resolution post-recording. Our idea is based on deliberate introduction of chaos into an indirect imaging system. Unlike direct imaging systems, in indirect imaging systems, the imaging resolutions are governed by lateral, axial, and spectral correlation lengths. We built an indirect imaging system with a cubic phase mask that will convert every object point into a non-diffractive pattern, such as an Airy pattern. This configuration yields a short lateral correlation length and a longer axial and spectral correlation lengths. We recorded multiple camera shots with unique cubic phase masks and constructed an ensemble of unique Airy patterns. In this configuration, when chaos was increased, the axial and spectral correlation lengths decreased while the lateral correlation length remained a constant. We have named this new technique Post-Ensemble Generation with Airy Beams for spatial and spectral switching in incoherent imaging, abbreviated as PEGASASS. In PEGASASS, light from a scene is modulated using 4 unique cubic phase masks that generate Airy beams with unique 3D paths, and the intensity distributions are captured using an image sensor. After recording, a sophisticated ensemble of chaotic beams is generated from the recorded holograms. By using a recently developed deconvolution method called the Lucy-Richardson-Rosen algorithm, the object information is reconstructed by processing the PSF and the object intensity responses. This is the experimental setup that we used for this study. In the first part of the experiment, the red LED element 1 with the power controller element 2 is used for illumination, and iris element 3 is used to control light illumination. A diffuser element 4 is used to remove the image of the grating lines of the LED. Then a refractive lens with a focal length of 5 cm element 5 is used to collimate the beam. The collimated light from element 5 enters the polarizer element 6, which is oriented along the active axis of the spatial light modulator element 12. A refractive lens 2 with a focal length of 5 cm element 7 is used to critically illuminate the pinhole or an object shown in element 8. The light from the pinhole or an object is collimated by a refractive lens 3 with focal length 5 cm element 9, and its diameter is controlled by an iris element 10. The collimated light enters the beam splitter element 11 and reaches the spatial light modulator element 12. The coded phase masks for the generation of Airy beams shown at the bottom were displayed on the SLM one after the other, and the corresponding holograms were recorded by the image sensor element 14, which is located at a distance of 17.8 cm from the SLM. A bandpass filter element 13 was used to improve the fringe visibility of the recorded holograms. The direct image of the recorded object is also shown below. Then the same process is repeated using a green LED and the corresponding holograms were recorded. These are the 3D imaging experimental results of PEGASASS for tuning axial resolution post-recording. Columns 1 and 2 show the PSF at different depths for different number of Airy beams m is equal to 1 to 4. Column 3 shows the object intensity distribution of two objects digits 1 and 4 which are located at different depths. Column 4 and 5 show the reconstruction results to different depths by Lucy-Richardson-Rosen algorithm. From the reconstruction results, in the case of a single Airy beam, both objects 4 and 1 were reconstructed perfectly even though they were at different depths, which indicates a low axial resolution. When the chaos is increased, that is, the number of Airy beams is increased, the object corresponding to the plane of interest remains focused and the object from the non-matching plane starts to blur gradually. The blur indicates an improvement in the axial resolution. These are the 3D imaging experimental results of PEGASASS for tuning spectral resolution post-recording. The depth was maintained constant here. Columns 1 and 2 show the PSF at different wavelengths red and green for different number of Airy beams m is equal to 1 to 4. Column 3 shows the object intensity distribution of two objects digits 4 and 1 for different wavelengths red and green. Columns 4 and 5 shows the reconstruction results by Lucy-Richardson-Rosen algorithm. From the reconstruction results, in the case of a single Airy beam m is equal to 1, both objects 4 and 1 were reconstructed perfectly even though they were at different wavelengths, which indicates a low spectral resolution. When the number of Airy beams is increased, the object corresponding to the plane of interest remains focused and the object from the non-matching spectrum starts to blur gradually. The blur indicates an improvement in spectral resolution. These are the 4D imaging experimental results of PEGASASS for tuning both axial and spectral resolution simultaneously post-recording. Rows 1, 2, 3 and 4 show the PSF at different depths and wavelengths for different numbers of Airy beams m is equal to 1 to 4. Row 5 shows the object intensity distribution of two objects digits 4 and 1 for different depths and wavelengths. Rows 6, 7, 8 and 9 show the reconstruction results by the Lucy-Richardson-Rosen algorithm. From the reconstruction results, similar effects of blurring can be noticed as seen from the previous results. However, it is possible to extract depth-specific and wavelength-specific information from row 5. The strengths of the object information from other depths and wavelengths can be tuned post-recording by tuning the number of Airy beams here. Throughout this entire experimental study, the lateral resolution remains constant. As a conclusion, PEGASASS allows tuning axial and spectral resolution completely post-recording. The preliminary results of PEGASASS looks very promising. One drawback with PEGASASS is the loss of temporal resolution due to multiple camera recordings. However, considering the capabilities of PEGASASS and the fact that most inline incoherent digital holography techniques require 3 camera shots, the penalty is not very high. With a color sensor, it is possible to tune spectral resolution after recording by extracting and processing information channel-wise, but it is impossible with the monochrome sensors. As coded aperture imaging moving towards color imaging without a color camera and virtuous training, no method is available as of today to tune spectral resolution after recording. We believe that PEGASASS can open new pathways in the fields like cinematography, microscopy, medical imaging, smartphone imaging, and so on. Our work has been published in the prestigious journal Optics Letters. At this moment, I express my sincere thanks to my supervisor, Professor Vijay, for his constant guidance and support throughout this research and for making this possible. Also, I would like to thank our funding agency Horizon Europe, widening participation and spreading excellence, and the Australian Research Council for funding this research work. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Please check the video description for more details. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.